This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Come on now. Gun.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And right away, he lost the football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this. So Carolina keeps the ball. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. On second down, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on third and 4.
180. Gun.
A shotgun snap for Newton. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 more there and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. 1st and 10 at the 19. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. On 4th down, Newton. Taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Frank Clark able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
95, 95.
Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the... That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Wilson to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. That's going to set him back 5 yards. intercepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long.
Tempo, baby, let's go.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he...
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Julius Peppers. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
4 down. Zebra.
On second down, here's Wilson. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Wilson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Fights out the defender. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
That's right now. Do something.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 60 yards. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Tempo, baby, let's go. Let's go to work. Come on.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. On first down, Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 41 yards. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. Again, Wilson. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Janikowski good with the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And now running right through it. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On first and 10, Newton. Taking a shot for Samuel. He's got a man, complete. And he will finally go out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. On first down, it's Newton. And he fends him off. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable second and 13. From the gun, here's Newton. And a throw right sideline is complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Gun. Let's rock now.
From the red zone now, Newton. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Newton now to throw. And he's going to go down again. Frank Clark able to disrupt yet another pass play. His third sack of the afternoon. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Newton. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
14.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Shotgun. 19.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Time. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Play action. It's Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Baldwin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Big jumbo. Big jumbo. Big jumbo.
Now Wilson on 1st down. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Gotta go.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Luke Kuechly able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Big jumbo. Big jumbo. Big jumbo.
On 3rd down, Wilson looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Baldwin. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. 1st down, Seahawks. Wilson to Baldwin.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And the gamble fails. It's incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. Well, that was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right. They weren't fooled, and they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing. Stuffed the fake, and they take over the ball.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. A shotgun snap for Newton. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. From the gun, Newton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He sets to fire deep. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They will go for it. Now Newton. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way.
Still got 4 down, 4 down. 14, run it. Move 15.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game.
Out
of the gun, here's Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Here's Wilson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Carolina getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Come on now.
Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Play action. Now Wilson. Being chased out left. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Wilson. He's got Lockett. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
He'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Wilson wants to throw it. This is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Janikowski adds the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
20.
Now it's Newton. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Newton escaping the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Newton to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Frank Clark in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. Dancing to his left. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear that the Seahawks are going to win this football game.
14, got it. What? Who 14.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.